Hi everyone, and welcome to Summer Anatomy. My name is Dr. Holbrook. I am the AP Biology teacher at St. Mary's Hall, and I've decided to offer this macrobiology credit anatomy course this summer. Since there's not a whole lot more to be doing right now since there's so many travel restrictions. Thanks for signing up. Thank you for trusting me with 3 weeks of your summer. I think you'll really enjoy what I have to offer for you. And most of you should have gotten a basket. I want to go over a few things with the basket, with the manual. I want to go over Microsoft Teams and then just some general expectations and what our schedule is going to look like. I'm trying to keep this video under 20 minutes. I think I'll be able to do that. So you should have gotten a basket of supplies. There's a few of you that I still have to deliver, a couple of you I still have to deliver for on Monday morning. Class starts Monday at 1 p.m. and everyone should have gotten the Zoom link for that. That's when we will officially kick things off. In your basket, you will get 8 labs. One of the items that you will see is a box with a white lid, and I think I've told most of you this already, but just in case I haven't, the box with the white lid has dissectables in it, and there's a certain smell that comes off of that box. No matter how many times I try to bag the specimens, there is a smell. That's the preserving fluid. It is sterile, it is safe, it just has a really strong smell that tends to bother some students. And it might bother your family. So you may want to put that in a separate room, in a closet, or one student had a really great idea that she was going to put it in an ice chest and seal the ice chest. It can be kept at room temperature. However, if you have a refrigerator that you'd like to put it in, you can definitely go for it, as long as the smell isn't going to bother you to have around other items or food. All right, you might also notice something called a blood typing kit in your basket. I want to make sure that I do acknowledge that some students might see that and you might get upset or worried or scared. We do have students that have phobias when it comes to blood or when it comes to the free finger pricking. In the blood typing kit, you'll see lancets. That's what diabetics use to prick their fingers to draw blood, and that is going to be an optional activity. Ideally, what I was asking students to do is to blood type themselves and blood type a family member. However, if you choose to blood type just yourself or just a family member or 2 family members or your friends or nobody at all, that one lab is one that I am making optional. But you will need to let me know if you plan to not do that one. I'm not going to broadcast it to the whole group. You just tell me in an email and I'll send you a video of what the procedure would actually look like, and you can answer some questions about that video. So totally fine if you don't want to do that particular lab. All right, your manual will have everything for the class in order, printed out. Each day you'll have a checklist, and that checklist will tell you about how many minutes I anticipate each activity to take. If you add everything up, including the Zoom meeting, you shouldn't be working any more than 160 devoted minutes, focused minutes. I have worked in 2 10-minute breaks in there to make it a complete 3 hours. There will be some students that finish quicker because maybe they're a little bit more tech savvy. Maybe they're just, distance learning is just their thing. There will be other students that might go a little bit longer than the anticipated time, and that's okay too. But just so you know, it was my intention to make each day no more than 160 focused minutes. So then you can have 2 10-minute breaks to make it a full 3 hours. All right. In your manual, like I said, is everything that's printed. For those of you that want to use pen to paper and turn in assignments that way, you are totally welcome to do that and encouraged to do that. If you don't want to write on the paper and turn in images of your written work, I am providing electronic copies of everything that you can use to type your answers and then submit those. And I'm going to go over Microsoft Teams here in just a minute. With Teams, I actually will just do it now. With Microsoft Teams, you should have gotten a, sorry, for some reason my clicking isn't working that great. I am going to pretend that I am Jacob Holbrook, that's my son. He's going to be in third grade, and if you see him on the list of students in the class, I promise the third grader isn't taking the class. I just have to pretend to be him so that I can see what you see from your end. And so what you would have gotten is an email, and this is a anatomy test team. This isn't the official class, this is the one I'm just playing with. So I can see what the student sees. I can practice turning stuff in. I can practice grading and submitting stuff to him, since Teams is not something I'm used to using. And so you would have gotten an email like this. You would have clicked on Open Microsoft Teams, and then you would have gotten the option to download the app, to open it up. Some of you have already used it for a class before, and that's great. If you haven't used it, it's actually really user-friendly. Just follow the prompts here, and then once you get into the team, so this is a toolbar right here. I always start by clicking team, then I click the class, and then you'll see everything for the class here. Post just tells you everything that's being done. Files is where I'll post the electronic copies just in case something happens to your lab manual. Let's say you're doing the kidney simulation and the blood, the simulated blood spills all over your lab manual. It will definitely be ruined at that point because it has Congo red dye in it. You will now have your backup. So this will just serve as your backup right here. We are not using class notebook. I'm just not there yet. You will want to look under assignments. This is what you're going to look at every day. This is where your assignments will be posted. I love this. It's so well organized. So what you'll see here under Jacob's profile, he has been assigned 3 things to do for the day. He has completed all of this work down here. So what this is this is a to-do list of things you need to turn in. This is what you've already turned in. So let's just start here. I'm going to click on the assignment, kidney simulation. Complete the kidney simulation and turn in the completed document. And then you see I give you the electronic document. You can click on this document and edit it and turn that in, or you can use your written document. So like I said before, every single assignment is in that manual. You can do the lab right, and then I would use Teams on your phone to take a picture and submit it just through your phone. So you would click on add work, and I don't think I have any pictures, but if you're doing it from your phone, it's so easy. I think you guys have turned things in with your phone before. I'm just going to randomly pick something, and I'm just going to go through the process. And then it'll upload. You'll push done, yay, turn in. And then it'll do some kind of cute little animation for you. All right, once I've turned that in, I go back, up, and then you see my list is now shorter. Okay, here's another example of something that you could get to do. This, when you see this F right here, this means it's a quiz, and you take open note quizzes, and you'll get these every day. So there will be one of these every day that should take 20 minutes or less. It's a concept check to make sure that you did the notes from the day before. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to take this little quiz. All right, if I were any animal, I would definitely be a sloth, because they hang on trees and they sleep all day. All right. So I'm done with taking that quiz. I push close. Oh my gosh. I do not know how that happened. What a coincidence. All right, and then I'm gonna go back. I completed that. Okay, so that's an example of a type of assignment you would get. The other type of assignment you're gonna get each day are gonna be notes. So you'll click on where it says notes, and then you'll notice it says watch this video, complete the notes, then click turned in when finished. So these are your lectures. They're going to be about 30 minutes or less. You fill in, remember, all your notes are printed in that manual for you, but you'll see there's fill in the blanks. And what that does is it just makes sure that you're still staying focused and engaged with the lectures. I try to make them as interesting as I possibly can while still giving you all the required information. You will not, for notes and lectures, you will not add work. You will prove that you watched the lecture and took the notes when you take the concept check the next day. But what I do need you all to do is to make sure that you do click turn in when you're done watching the lecture and taking notes. That way, it gets it off of your to-do list. So if you see here, this is everything you've completed, and now you see nothing left to turn in. You know you're done for the day. All right. The other thing you're going to want to look under periodically would be grades. This is where I'm going to return things back to you. This will tell you if it says turned in, that means I haven't graded. If it says returned, that means I've graded it, and I've given you feedback on that. So you look around when I turn things back into you, because you'll see I'll write little notes to you, little feedback. All right, and that's as easy as it gets. I think Microsoft Teams is pretty user-friendly, and I think you will ultimately like using it. All right, this is my view. This is actually my team right here. I don't really necessarily need to show you what my view, sorry, I didn't mean to click on that. What my view is, yeah, that's probably not necessary. So I'll just move on from that. I was going to show you what I saw find, but I don't think that's necessary. I'll just write when I get things in, I'll grade them, and I'll shoot them back to you. All right, so that's Teams. Let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully you will have kind of played around with it a little bit before we meet for our first official meeting. I will send out your Monday assignments, your June 15th assignments at 8 a.m. So some of you can actually get started on some of those. If you just don't feel comfortable starting on anything, or you want to sleep in, you don't have to start any of the work, just as long as you show up for that 1 p.m. Zoom meeting. Attendance every day is required for that Zoom meeting. Turning things in on time by 8 p.m. every night is required. You are allowed 1 absence from the meeting, and every day that things are turned in late gets a 10% penalty. So we all got together, all of the summer teachers, myself, Ms. Polito, Ms. Vidal, and these are the policies that we decided were fair to make sure that there is a standard set for the class. And what it does is it ensures an efficient workflow for you and an efficient workflow for me. That way I'm not chasing students down. For Zoom calls, the expectations are obviously that you're on time at 1 p.m. every day. They're 35 minute calls. I would like everyone to make sure they have their video on. It's hard enough that I can't see you guys face to face in the classroom, but when there's a black screen between us on the Zoom call, it just makes it that much more difficult. So I do need everyone sitting up at a desk with their stuff in front of them, ready to go, because it is a short time. You'll see that our Zoom call will be pretty jam-packed. I'll be reviewing things from the previous day to make sure everyone understood everything and that there were no issues. And then I'll be reviewing things for that day, any procedures that might need further explanation on. I'll try to include those in little videos for you, just so you can rewind and stuff if you need to. But sometimes face-to-face, I'll need to go over some of that stuff. I want to go over the daily schedule and then the schedule of events for the entire course, and that's all I will have for you. Let me go to my Teams again. Right, and I'm going to actually go to the real class this time. Right, and you'll see there's been nothing done yet because you haven't gotten any alerts or anything like that. I would turn alerts on your phone. It might annoy some of you, but for me, I would want to know. It'll tell you every time I turn something back into you. So I have not made any assignments so far. At 8 a.m. Monday, I will start posting those assignments. There haven't been any grades. I'm going to look under files here just so you can see. Under class materials, everything's there. Like I said before, you don't have to access any of these files unless something happens to your course manual. That's why these are here. But I'm going to click here, and I'm going to go to the syllabus really quick just to show you what's up here. Just to show you grading, I've made a little bit of a change to this. There are 11 daily assignments that count for 30 total points. Those might be split up, like there might be one that's 10 and one that's 20, but just so you know, daily assignments are 30 points a day. The concept check quizzes that are not on Socrative anymore, they're through Microsoft Teams. Those are 30 points each day. The final project is 150 points total. And the I'm pretty sure I did that right. I might have to change the rubric a little bit. I'm kind of messing with these points a little bit. It'll all work out in the end. You'll all know what's going on, I promise. And this won't be an issue. It says the total points are 780. I have added a participation to reward you for showing up to Zoom on time and in participating in that. I've done a daily 20-point grade for that, just to make sure, because that is something that you are taking time to do. I want to make sure that you get awarded points. The last thing I want to go over is just our schedule of topics here. These are all of the topics we are going to cover, and then you'll notice the last 3 days of class. This is a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And our class actually ends on a Thursday. We only have 14 class days because July 2nd is considered not July 2nd, July 3rd. Whatever that Friday is, that last Friday, it's July 3rd. July 2nd is our last day class. July 3rd is a holiday. So you lucked out. We scheduled this class to only be for 14 days. And I didn't make it more work. I just cut out things for that one day that we didn't have. You'll notice that those last 3 days are for the project. The project is in your manual. It is the last 2 pages of the manual. You are free to do that project now, or you can do it at the end. I'm pretty lenient. I mean, you have all the capabilities to do it now. I will just be available for help with it more these last 3 days here. But if you look at it, you're like, oh, this will be easy, and you want to knock it out over a weekend and then have these last 3 days off, I'm totally fine with that too. Just make sure that you understand what the requirements are. And then if you are going to do the project early and turn it in early, that I go ahead and I look at it and say, okay, you looks like you met all the requirements. I'll go ahead and accept this. But that project is going to be something that we work on at the end that takes the place of like a final exam. You have no tests for the class. You just have those concept check quizzes each day. So hopefully this gave you some information. I wanted to go over this stuff outside of a Zoom call so that you can rewind it as you needed to. I hope everyone will play with Teams a little bit. If you have any questions, let me know. I will see everybody. Well, I will send out assignments at 8 a.m. Monday. If you want to start on them, you can. If you want to wait, you can. They will be due at 8 p.m. and then we will have our 1 p.m. Zoom call to go over anything that you want to go over for the day. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow, or if you're watching this on Sunday, I'll see you tomorrow. If you're watching this Monday morning, I will see you at 1 p.m. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys later.